you getting on with those sales reports?
I'm nearly finished.
Guys, I just got a letter from Alex. To Amaresh, Mary and Yasmine. It's me, Alexander, from CompareTheMeerkat.com. We need your help to beat our competition and be the best comparison website in the world. You must analyse the market and our competitors and our advertising. Let us know how we can improve, even though we're pretty great. Good luck.
Simples.
It is important to analyse all aspects of the company. This can be done using the 5 C's analysis. The first concept is company. Compare the Market is a UK-based web aggregator website. They focus on providing the best quote for insurance to their customers. The company currently offers quotes on car, home, pet and holidays. Their brand's revenue currently stands at 381.3 million, which is a 17% more increase in revenue from the previous year. Compare the Market is mostly known for their successful Meerkat advertising campaign, which has helped them to become a big household name. Their company appears to be very light-hearted. This is reflected with their advertising and may be reflected throughout their culture. The next concept is competitors. The web aggregator market is fairly competitive with big brands in the market such as Go Compare, Money Supermarket and Confused.com. The market has thrived over the years, making it more competitive due to the recession. However, each site appears to be competing with their advertising, as each competitor uses a similar advertising strategy. Customers. Since the recession in 2008, customers have become ever more price conscious in order to get the most out of their money. Compare the Market currently offers home, pet and car insurance, among other types of insurance. They also use brand characters in their famous advertising campaigns and have even released a brand toy, which is a free gift to customers. Therefore, it can be concluded that Compare the Market's customer base is likely to be families due to their advertising and the free gifts. These factors will be discussed further throughout the video.
During the last decade, price comparison sites have seen a surge in popularity. Research from Intel shows that the rapid growth began during the recession in 2008. Combs, 2013, states that the price comparison and financial advice websites have become increasingly popular as consumers become ever more price conscious. During this time, the price comparison market saw a number of new entrants enter the market, therefore increasing the competitiveness in the market. To compare the market's main competitors, including Go Compare, Money Supermarket and Confused.com, and it's important to analyse all of these competitors to see where Compare the Market stand. But first, we should look at Compare the Market's position. Compare the Market has a fairly comfortable position in the market, generating 1.5 unique visitors per month to their website. Their main success has been generated by their award-winning Meerkat advertising campaign. Patterson et al. 2013 states, not long ago, Compare the Market, a UK-based online aggregator of car insurance quotes, had little distinct presence in the marketplace. Yet the company's fortunes have been radically transformed since the launch in early 2009 of its award-winning marketing campaign, Compare the Meerkat. Further showing the campaign's success, the campaign focuses on brand character Alexander among other Meerkat characters. The ads tend to focus on funny yet emotional appeals. The humour is mainly sourced from Alexander's extravagant character and his relationship with his sidekick Sergey, whereas the emotional appeal comes from the relationship Alexander and Sergey have with baby Oleg. As stated by Iceland 2009, humour attracts attention, improves attitude towards the message and the brand as well as purchase intention, thus demonstrating the benefits of utilising this appeal. One of the main competitive advantages Compare the Meerkat have over others in the market was the introduction of their Meerkat toys. Analysing Compare the Market's campaign between 2014 and 2015, it's clear to see they focus on baby Oleg being one of the main characters in this series, and this is what has driven them to further success. Now onto one of its main competitors, Money Supermarket. Money Supermarket currently have the most comfortable position in the price comparison market with 2.5 million unique visitors to their website per month. Its CEO states the main success comes not from the ads, but mainly from the ability to analyse data with more accuracy, helping to provide the customers with millions of deals, and also by keeping their sites fresh at the top of all important Google search lists. Money supermarkets tend to focus on their famous catchphrase, "You're so Money Supermarket." Money Supermarket's most recent successful ad features Dave. The ad focuses on feeling epic after just saving money, which features customer Dave strutting down the street wearing his infamous denim hot pants and stilettos. The ad features the song "Don't Choke" by the Pussycat Dolls and is narrated by celebrity Sharon Osbourne, who makes an appearance at the end of the ad. The main appeal of this ad was humour. IAP in 2009 says that humorous adverts are more effective and more memorable in high-involvement purchases, therefore further justifying the use of this appeal. The ad was extremely popular and was even named the ad of the year in 2015. However, due to the ad's controversial nature, it received over 1,000 complaints. Following on from this, Money Supermarket introduced a new character to their advertising series, which was less controversial. The next competitor is Go Compare. Go Compare sits comfortably just behind Compare the Market when it comes to site visitors, with Go Compare generating 1.4 unique million visitors to their site each month. The central focus of the advertisement is opera singer Gio Compario. The campaign focuses on customers talking about saving money on insurance, and then in comes Gio singing his infamous song about how customers can save money on Go Compare. Gio was the face of Go Compare since 2009 and it focused on a humour appeal. During the first year the ad was launched, it was successful. Mintel showed that the company's profit increased from 49 million to 75 million during the first year. However, throughout the years, using the campaign, Go Compare received negative reception, with customers using social media to express how annoying they found Gio. This ultimately created a negative association between Gio and Go Compare. This was shown by a 5% decrease in market share between 2010 and 2012. The Gio Compare campaign was scrapped in 2012, however, the ad returned in 2015. Go Compare seems to understand that customers were not fond of Gio and used this to their advantage by trying to kill Gio in the new adverts. Since the relaunch, Go Compare's market share has risen to 26%, showing the success of their new campaign. The next competitor is Confused.com. Confused.com generate 1.1 million unique visitors to their site each month. Confused.com had a variety of brand characters over the years to enhance their brand. Confused.com have come a long way from using their animated character Kamara in 2012. They then moved on to using Brian, who is their animated robot. They also released a companion toy to give to their consumers. However, now they focus on using James Corden in their latest ads. The one thing that all of these sites have in common is that they take the customer on a journey. They take the customer on a research journey in order for them to find out the best possible deal. This can be explained by the consumer decision-making model.
Due to the nature of comparison websites, the consumer decision-making process model has to be slightly altered. So rather than just going directly from deciding what the need is straight to purchasing, comparison websites add an extra stage to the process. So consumers initially discover what their need is, for example, needing new car insurance. They search online or see adverts on television for different insurance providers and also different comparison sites. So the consumer must first decide and evaluate which comparison sites they want to use, and then they will go through the consumer decision-making process in full in order to decide which of the products available on these sites they wish to purchase. And therefore, Compare the Market doesn't have a unique product which it offers to the consumers as a primary product, and therefore they have to use their advertising and different promotional strategies in order to promote the products and get consumers to purchase through them. And thus, Compare the Market must be more engaging and more interactive than the other comparison websites on the market, such as Go Compare and Confused.com.
This is exactly what they've done. Compare the Market have played on the company name in order to form the word meerkat, which can characterise the brand. The story of the advertising campaign originates around the main character, Alex, in order to raise awareness of the difference between Compare the Market and his own website, Compare the Meerkat. The idea has developed into an almost episodic campaign where the consumers have become invested in the story. This led to the formation of the spin-off site CompareTheMeerkat.com, allowing consumers to compare meerkats in order to see which was best for them. This website heavily advertised and contained several links to compare the market, which created buzz and provided a quick link to the website. The campaign currently focuses more on the story of the meerkats than on comparing energy and insurance providers, as this is what helps consumers become more engaged in the company over the competition. Ehrenberg 2002 suggests that advertising in many cases is used to reassure existing customers rather than to sell products to new ones. This is exactly what the Compare the Market have done in their advertising campaign, as they do not have a large focus on the primary product they sell, rather creating a comforting and engaging characterization of the brand. Whilst being a long-form advert, Compare the Market's advertising campaign has remained fairly constant, following the story of Sergey and Alex, the meerkats. The only change to this being in late 2012 and early 2014, when Robert Webb was brought in to star in the campaign. However, this was met with negative backlash and the meerkats were soon brought back. Following this, the advertising campaign has shifted in terms of where the story takes the two meerkats. This is shown through the additional services that the company offers, such as when the company offered the companion meerkat toys, there was a larger focus on the relationship between the meerkats. Moreover, when they released the 2-for-1 cinema tickets, there was a greater focus on celebrity endorsement in the campaigns, featuring celebrities such as Nicole Kidman and Arnold Schwarzenegger. This highlights the direction that the company is heading in terms of their target audience.
The target audience for Compare the Market are both female and males from the age of 17 and onwards, generally a wide age group. This is because the legal age for individuals to start driving in England is 17. Individuals who use the site need to also know how to get around a computer and go through the painstaking process of comparing. Due to the vast range of product and services available on the website, it gives potential for a larger section of the market segment to use the company, including the general social grade. Compare the Market is largely focusing on targeting families on a budget, looking for the best deals on insurance. The characters are appealing to children who can use the pester power to encourage their parents to purchase through Compare the Market to get the free toys. From as early as the 1930s, the simple truth is that anthropomorphic characters were contrived by marketers to tap specifically the buying power of children and adults alike, according to Jacobson 2008. One example of a consumer that would use Compare the Market would be Linda, a 50-year-old mother of 3 kids, Craig, Rob and Ned. Because she runs such a busy household, she would be on a tight budget. Therefore, using comparison websites would help her out. Her children are fairly young and would find the idea of receiving a free toy an exciting prospect. When she is not looking after her household, she is off at work at the council doing her part-time hours. Relaxation can be hard to come across, so when she views the Market Meerkat advert, it allows her to transform into her own world and use the humour as a way to escape. She can then associate the brand with positive connotations.
One of the most successful campaigns that Compare the Market ran was their one containing the character Baby Oleg. Oleg was released in 2013 on Christmas Day, and he departed from the ad campaign on Christmas Day in 2014. The year-long campaign showed advertisements on the television, and throughout the year there were 10 different adverts released over the span of the year demonstrating the story. The volume of adverts allowed consumers to become invested in the character of Oleg, so much so that when Oleg left the campaign to stay in Africa with the other meerkat families, many consumers were left upset. A campaign done on the metro.co.uk showed that 93% of visitors to the website would miss the character from the campaign. And posts on Twitter and other social media platforms showed that consumers were left emotionally upset when the character left. Some saying that Christmas was ruined, and others saying that they were left in tears at the end of the advert. Each of the 10 advertisements were shown multiple times on different channels, allowing a wider reach for consumers to see the advert, and this is shown by the sheer volume of people that were tweeting about and posting about the departure of the meerkat on Christmas Day. The campaign was seen as such a success that by the end of 2014, Compare the Market was one of the most recalled brands, and this actually followed through into 2015, where it stayed within the top 10. The campaign was also one of the most liked adverts of 2015 and 2014.
Marketing communications can act as a differentiator, particularly in markets where there is little to separate competing products and brands, according to Phil and Jameson. For example, comparison websites Go Compare, Views.com and Compare the Market all use brand character within their advertising campaigns. I'm going to be using the DRIP model. D stands for differentiate. Compare the Meerkat created a background story within their advertising campaign. The fictional family of Russian meerkats consists of different generations, with their 2000 introduction of baby Oleg. This effectively provides the company with the option of longevity. Alexander Orlov's personal social media account has his own personal biography, his own photos, his own thoughts. The account went from 32,000 in 2010 to 67,000 in 2016, emphasising that consumers are still deeply engaged and engrossed in the meerkats' lives 7 years after their first aired. Compare the Meerkat has allowed the brand to disassociate itself from other competitors by structuring their campaigns as short narratives. This can enable consumers to use the advertising as a form of escapism. It is the experience of being absorbed into a story or program and shutting out the real world, according to Calder and Malthouse. Furthermore, research has described this experience as the individual being caught up in the flow of an activity. This position Compare the Meerkat as a brand which reinforces positive attitudes and values. Compare the Meerkat not only use television as a media platform, but they also reinforce who they are to consumers through utilising other means. For example, they have a smartphone app, iSimples, which reached #1 on iTunes, and a large online presence. They have a YouTube channel. They are active on social media, such as Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. They have stuffed toys ranging from baby Oleg to Sergey. This enables consumers the opportunity to collect a set as each new member is introduced. Moreover, it can generate interaction and ultimately provides consumers with a reward for using the comparison site. There is even an autobiography which reached 92 out of 100 in best-selling, a custom ringtone, a list of English phrases in Meerkat pronunciation, and lastly, the Meerkat website offers consumer participation with a variety of games. All of these features revolve around the Meerkat theme, which have successfully integrated into their promotional strategy to bring people back to the comparison website. And all of these features can present consumers with different experiences. Inform. Compare the Market are a comparison website which allows consumers to compare insurance from different sectors, including car, home and pet. They continue to offer consumers new benefits and value for money opportunities. For example, their 2-for-1 cinema tickets, exclusive reward for people who buy through the site, letting you treat you and somebody else you want. Persuade. Why use comparethemarket.com? The brand's emotional advertising appeal creates a large engagement and is one of the main influencing factors which persuades and motivates consumers to use the site. The ad evokes certain attitudes which helps build an emotional relationship connection with the target audience. They can use the popularity with the brand characters as a way to further attract and bring individuals together.
Compare the Market has been successful in its long idea of using the meerkats to represent the brand. So successful, in fact, that they no longer have to present to their customers the primary product that they're offering, a comparison service for insurance and energy. Moreover, just maintaining the awareness of the products. An example of how we can demonstrate this is through the use of the IDA model. So initially we'll look at awareness. Due to being a part of the company for almost 7 years, the meerkats have almost become an ambassador for the brand, and therefore consumers associate the animal with the company Compare the Market. Due to having such a long relationship with the characters, consumers have an interest with what will happen next in their story. This is particularly evident in their 2014 campaign with baby Oleg, where consumers were interested in seeing what would happen next and were invested when the character left the campaign. So their interest inside of the model is to find out basically what is happening next to the meerkats. This can also link to the desire of the brand, where the consumers become so invested that they also have a desire to see what happens next. Also, where the comparison site offers promotional products such as 2-for-1 cinema tickets and toys when they purchase through the Compare the Market, the desire can also be to gain those. And the reason that the consumer would be looking at the site in the first place is to gain a cheaper deal on their insurance or energy bills. And finally, the action of looking through all these would be finally purchasing insurance or energy from Compare the Market, and it is due to the characterisation of the brand rather than the product that they offer, because the product can also be gained through another company for a similar price and generally with a similar ease of purchase. So despite the success of the campaign, we have come up with a few suggested improvements that the company could take on board in order to expand their reach and become the top comparison website.
The characterisation of the meerkats have become a clear success for the brand, and any attempts to change this has caused a negative backlash for the brand, and therefore it would be wise for the brand to continue with these characters.
The marketing currently targets families of young children, with the meerkat toys engaging the younger children in which they can convince the parents to purchase. However, there is a gap with teenage audiences and young adults where there is not much appeal for the toys. Compare the Market is already attempting to overcome this with the introduction of meerkat movies. However, the brand can possibly close this gap further by implementing further into social media campaigns, using their profiles on sites such as Instagram and Twitter to gain a larger awareness throughout the whole family.
And finally, Compare the Market is the only one of its competitors that have been successful in having longevity with its customers, shown by the meerkat mascots being around for over 7 years. This is prevalent and something the company can utilise in the future in order to generate sales and standing out from its competitors. This could maybe be turning the meerkat series into an actual television show, or even focusing on creating a video game.